How's it going, everybody? We got our first big event of NHL 24, and I am excited for it. I am ready. It looks fantastic. The cards look great. The card art looks fantastic, and everything about it is different than what we are used to. There's a lot to break down and go over, so we're going to look at everything. We're going to see what we've got. EA had a recorded video that they released on a live stream on Twitch. It was great to watch. It gave kind of an insight on some of the stuff I'm going to be talking about here. So let's get into it, guys. We're going to go over everything and how this game is changing for the better. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to hit a sub button and notification bell down below so you don't miss anything in the future. And let's get into it and see what we've got. All right, so headliners are here. What are headliners? What cards does it offer? Your base headliner cards look like Mark Giordano, Phil Kessel, Rasmus Dahlin, Alexander Ovechkin, and UC Saros. Good selections, all big players with big moments on their team. Ovechkin probably looks like he would be a pretty solid card. Rasmus Dahlin might be good too. Phil Kessel, Mark Giordano, you love seeing them. We're just got to wait and see what they all look like. With that being said, the first thing we're going to do is go into the events and look at them in general. So now the Hut game day, I'm assuming that is going to be exactly like the fantasy event that we had last year, like the fantasy game day tilts, I think they were called. And we're starting out with Sidney Crosby and Connor Bedard. Both good looking cards. The card art itself is fantastic. I love this game day card art. It looks like a ticket stub. It's beautiful. I love it. It's great job. Well done. It doesn't look like the cards are power up at all. They're just left the way they are. So when it comes to Connor Bedard, 5'10", sniper forward, ankle breaker, and then his actual build, he has 87 acceleration with 87 speed. Lower end on endurance, but that's okay. His shooting stats are high 80s, very high 80s. He's almost getting ready to go into the 90s, which is nice. If you can get into the 90s, elite shooting this early in the game. His hand stats, fantastic. It's Connor Bedard's ridiculous, so ridiculous hand stats make sense. Checking very low also makes sense because, you know, he's little forward. He doesn't throw the body around, but as the season goes on, we know that'll come up. And then defensive awareness. He's a sniper, man. He's built like a sniper. His hands, his speed, everything's there. On the back end, it's going to be a little low. Sidney Crosby, a card that always plays fantastic, 5'11". Comes with playmaking forward and backhand beauty. 87 speed as well with 87 acceleration. And this is more of a well-rounded card. Less on the shooting. He's mid-shooting with mid-hand, but then he's got good defensive awareness with good strength. So this is where you can either decide, do you want a great shot at Connor Bedard or do you want the well-balanced Sidney Crosby? 87 face-off is terrific. So those are your game day cards. What do we have for the headliner cards? So you got your Mark Giordanos, you got your Phil Kessels, lower end cards that are just lower end cards. The two that intrigue me, goalies don't really intrigue me. The only thing that would, if he has like contortionist or butterfly effect, and he actually does have butterfly effect, so this isn't bad, but 5'11", UC Saros is not a card you're going to chase. Alexander Ovechkin, 6'3", sniper forward, 1T. I like 1T on defensemen more than forwards, but 1T. 85 speed, 85 acceleration. His shooting stats are really good, really good. His power gets into the 90s, and his accuracy is high 80s, almost 90s. And then his defensing, his checking, like Alexander Ovechkin, this card is well built, and he would play absolutely fantastic for your team. Now, Rasmus Dahlin, you're expecting a big man. He has no abilities, so that's kind of tough. 85 speed's kind of tough, but with two-way defensemen, you can get him up to 92 defensive awareness. Good endurance. I don't mind the Rasmus Dahlin card, but out of those five, Ovechkin's definitely the one you're looking to pull. And then what do we got? We got Poulin, Boros, Hemsky, and Orpix. So we're going to start with Marie-Philippe Poulin. Make it snappy and Born Leader. Born Leader is actually pretty huge this year, guys, because not only is it scoring goals, but it's blocking shots and big hits can also recharge your energy meter. So that's really big. That's really impactful. And that with the pressure meter, Born Leader is actually pretty clutch, because if you guys are tired and Poulin comes in and blocks a shot and recharges everyone's meter, that could bail you out of a sticky situation. 89 acceleration, 87 speed with 87 face-off. Good shooting, good hands. Poulin is well built. And when you get sniper forward and shooting boost, that gets her into the high 80s and even 90s for shooting, and then hands come up a little bit as well. Poulin, very good build. And Alexander Boros, I was about to call it Thief, but it's two-way forward and shooting boost. When you activate both of those, again, brings his shooting up, his agility up, and his defensive awareness up. This card is flatline, a fantastic build. He won't cause you trouble anywhere. 87 speed. He's going to be going to be fast out there. 6'1", very good build. Close quarters, excellent, even though they just brought close quarters effectiveness down a little bit in the patch they did. This Alexander Burrows card right now is a fantastic build, and I don't know who I would want if I was going to build somebody over Poulin or Burrows. Alex Hemsky, 6 foot, elite edges, which is always, right at the start of the year, elite edges is always ridiculously good. And then we got Dangler and playmaking forward with an 88 speed, 86 acceleration, crazy good hands. Good build here with Alex Hemsky, and not one I would chase. I would probably go Boros over Hemsky, but Hemsky looks good. With elite edges, it really picks up this card's value. Brooks or Pick? Let's see this card. He comes with defensive defenseman, which is crazy because he's already got 90 defensive awareness. That brings him up to 94 defensive awareness. And then a defensive boost. That brings that card up to 98 defensive awareness. Now, he's got 88 speed, so that's great. Gold truculence, that's fantastic. He's got no hands, but checking and defense are crazy good. This defensive defenseman build is just that. He is a defensive defenseman. You guys, this card in your end would be fantastic. His slap shot isn't ridiculous, 87 power, so it's a high slap shot card. And truculence, definitely the best card in week 1, hands down. Hands down, best MSP in week 1. And yes, it does say week 1 in the store, so we know there's going to be at least 2 weeks. And who are the last 4 headliners going to be next week? We're going to have to wait and see. Something I also wanted to bring up. Everyone was wondering, like your Cale Makar, your Max Domis, your Dumbas, your Velardis, anyone you built in the training camp set. What can I do with these 85s if I want to move on from them? There is a set where you can trade it in for a fully upgraded random MSP, which we're going to get into now. That's a great addition to what they could get into throughout the year of exchanging old event cards into a fully upgraded event card. That's the nicest part of it. So you're trading in 2 event cards for a fully upgraded. You don't have to go through the process of upgrading, getting collectibles, and going through all that. You just get the fully upgraded. Now, it is random, but if you trade in 2 of them, Cale Makar could be one. He's free. As you see here, if you no longer are using the cover athlete card, or you're not using the cover athlete card because you got the X Factor, but you don't use Cale Makar, you can turn him in here and get yourself one of the 4. So Cale Makar can be used in there, and any of the training day camp cards can be used in there to get yourself a fully upgraded Orpix, Boros, Hemsky, or Poulin. And then in the game day where you get Crosby and Bedard, you can pick individually here, who do you want? We're going to have to look at what their game day is, but for now, 12 gets you a Bedard, and 22 gets you a Sidney Crosby. And how do you get those? They're in the set right beside it. You're going to turn in cards to get your collectibles. This is something that they did last year, and they're looking like they're going to do it again this year. In Hut 24 collectibles, you turn in 8 gold players, you get 1. So Connor Bedard would cost you 72,000 coins because you're going to go buy the cards. And then the Sidney Crosby would probably cost you a little bit over 100,000 to 100, 110, 120,000 if you did just gold players. So then you'd break it down on the 80 overalls where you'd need 7. That's definitely not the play. Or 82 overalls, you only need 3. That's how you get those collectibles. They only offer 1, and you need 12 of them for Bedard, 22 of them for Crosby. Now let's look at the sets for the MSPs before we look at what else this event has to offer. First of all, there's straight up no timer, so the cards do not expire. And then here is the set where you trade in the 85s for the maxed out headline MSP. And then as for the collectibles, guys, what you're going to notice here, we're going to go back to the player to show you. You get 1 collectible per. And again, it's 8, 7, 6, and 3. You got your golds, your 80s, your 81s, and your 82s. So with that being 8 gold players to get 1 collectible, and you need 1 collectible for these guys, that's essentially 8,000, under 8,000 if you do some shopping, because you can get them for 750. 6,000, not 8,000, sorry. So you can build an 82 overall MSP for 6,000. Now, what's it cost to fully upgrade them? This is where they went a little different this year, and I like it. It's going to make it easier on everybody, and it's going to make it better for saving and less confusing, and you don't have to worry about building up, building down, all that stuff. And what I mean by that, we're going to go into Poulin, and you're going to see here, if you upgrade Poulin, it's 10,000 for the first stage, power up collectible for the second, third, and fourth stage. So what's good about the power up collectibles? There's no more event collectibles. You need an event collectible to build the card, but a power up collectible to level up the card. And why is that good? Because if you're done with Poulin, you can power her down and you can get all those collectibles back that can be used in one of the next events. So then when you power Poulin down, so say say they still had headliner events where you powered up Poolin with headliner events. If you weren't using her anymore and you powered her down, you had all these collectibles in your collection that you couldn't do anything with. Now it's power up collectibles. You power her down and you can put them towards the next event if that's what you wanted to do. Or if they stay with the training camp idea, the next event that comes out, you can trade Poolin and someone else in for the next full MSP. We're gonna have to wait and see how that works out. But that's nice. I like that. It's going to make it a lot easier for players to advance their team. Something else that they mentioned is mode sets. You got your live mode sets, your Hut Rush sets, squad battle sets, rival sets, and diamond sets. So what this is going to look like, guys, is when you get your rewards at the end of the week, it's collectible based. So this is full on making it look like we are getting guaranteed rewards. It's something they talked about in their Twitch video that they had come out. You're going to be earning live moments, and you can bring those live moments up all the way to a diamond so you can get the best players. Essentially, it's looking like a Hut Champ style situation where they're going to drop players and you can turn your collectibles from Rush, squad battles, rivals, live moments, whatever they're doing. And I'm assuming the live moments is going to be when they keep adding moments and moments for each event. Then you'll get live moments collectibles out of that. And you can put them in here where you can turn in 15 live moments for a diamond collectible. You can turn in 4 live moments for a mini pack or 8 live moments for a base pack. So it's kind of looking like you're going to earn your collectibles to give yourself guaranteed rewards. Do you want to take your collectibles and get packs and go random, or do you want to take your collectibles and work yourself up to diamond collectibles to get a guaranteed reward? And then here again, you turn in your Hut Rush collectibles for diamond or premium pack, 3 gold player pack. Squad battle rewards. Do you turn them in for a diamond, prime pack, 4 gold player pack, or a 2 gold player pack? Rivals, it's a really bright green on the rivals, diamond, elite pack, gold NHL player pack, and a premium pack. A jumbo premium pack, guys, that's crazy good. And then the diamond sets, what are they looking like? You can turn 5 diamond collectibles into a power up, into a jumbo elite pack, into a mega player pack, into an NHL player pack, into a premium player pack, into a 82 plus guaranteed player pack, or into a player pack. This looks pretty identical to the Hut Champs setup. So I'm assuming we're going to get players that we can turn these collectibles into as well to give you those guaranteed rewards. We're going to have to stay tuned, guys, because this is all new. And I can't wait to see how this all unfolds because this looks good and it looks interesting. I'm going to dive more into that when we get more information. My question is, how are they going to incorporate these rewards with the collectible, right? Are they just going to add them in? Like, you're going to get these 4 packs plus the collectibles? Or are they going to change this reward system to just collectibles based on how high you finish? We're going to have to wait and see on that as well. Now, when it comes to objectives, we have headliner objectives. You get 3 headliner collectibles. So you can get 3 of the MSPs, guys, just by completing this objective. You don't need to put in any stuff, right? So this doesn't cost you players, it doesn't cost you anything, it costs you time, and that is it. How do you finish these? So you're gonna play Hut Moments, 25 Rivals, Squad Battles, or Hut Champs games, 50 Rivals, Squad Battles, or Hut Champs games, and it's important that these aren't wins. Those are just play the games, and you get the collectible. And you get 6 moments, 4 bronze, 3 silver. And then if you play 30 Hut Rush games, you're going to get Alex Hemsky player item. Do the 30 Hut Rush games first. And the reason I'm going to say that is because later on, you need to get squad battle games, rivals games, or Hut Champs games, taking shots with Hemsky or scoring goals with Hemsky. And why you do the Hut Rush games first to get the Hemsky? That's because when you're playing these 50 games, after you do the Hut Rush games, when you play these 50 games, 75 games, you're using the Hemsky card in those 75 games. You don't have to use them to get the gold collectibles and whatnot for the games played. But while you're playing those games with Hemsky, you're getting shots, you're getting goals, and you're leveling up. So do your 30 Hut Rushes first, get the Hemsky, and get everything done all at once. And that's a lot of collectibles to turn into packs. Score 100 goals with Hemsky will take some time, but that's why you want to get after them right away. Headliner moments. This is another thing that they brought up, and what's the unique part about that is live moment collectibles. You're going to get 1 for completing Hemsky, you're going to get 1 for completing Boros, you're going to get 1 for completing Orpik, and you're going to get 1 for completing the 100th game, which is Poolin. So guys, this first event looks fantastic. I like everything about it. The Orpix card is probably definitely the best MSP, and the Ovechkin card is probably the best card just in general, other than the MSPs. If you just play the game, guys, go out and get the objectives done, you can get 3 of those MSPs for free, which is 3 free 82s. That if you don't like the MSPs, you can still use them later on for other stuff. But you can get 3 free 82s and all the collectibles needed, the live moments, the silver, the bronze, the gold, the diamond collectibles that you can turn into sets later on. Then you can get more rewards out of there. And the diamond collectibles, guys, look like it's going to be set up like Hut Champs, where they're going to drop players and you're going to be able to use those to get them. I'm not saying that's how it is, but that's how it looks like it's going to be. Sorry for the extended video, but there was a lot to go over here. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I hope it was helpful. Put in the comment section any questions you have. I'll try my best to answer them. Till next time, guys. Ciao, ciao.